this is Jason with Jason's Jet Breakers, and we are live here from the 2025 Fanatics Fest experience here in New York City at the Javits Center. And I'm here with Coyte, one of our full-time breakers, and we just wanted to give you a little bit of background as to what's going on at the show, what the experience is like, and a little intro into ourselves and our breaking staff. So starting here with Coyte. Coyte, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the hobby, how you got into cards.
Yeah, of course. So I am from Huntersville, North Carolina. That's where I live currently. And I got into breaking cards just as a hobby, really. Started back in 2019, 2020-ish range, buying stuff for myself. And then I had some jobs that weren't making a ton of money, so I thought I'm going to break a little bit on the side, see if we can generate some secondary income that way. Started doing a couple boxes a week, and then I actually found you through Facebook. So that's how I got into your group and stuff like that. And then obviously the last 2.5, almost 3 full years now. In October it'll be 3 full years. I've been breaking for you on Facebook and on Trip. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's gone by really fast.
It has.
It's unbelievable that it's been 3 years.
I know.
I mean, crazy. We've been around for about 5 or 6 now.
Yeah.
And so you've been there for almost the majority of it at this point.
Yeah, it's been a great 3 years. It has flown by. It still feels like it's just a crazy coincidence that I wanted to break somewhere on Facebook and somebody just said, hey, this guy owns a Facebook group, and then I got a full-time job out of it, so it's kind of crazy, but it's been a lot of fun.
What's been your favorite moment? So, we showed up here at the show we got here Thursday night, and then Friday was the first day of the show. Today's Saturday. What's been your favorite moment so far, or who's your favorite celebrity that you've seen?
Favorite celebrity I've seen, obviously, I got to see LeBron walk out for his podcast. That was really cool. We were very close to Kevin Hart and Tom Brady this morning for their interview. It's been a lot of fun. People walking through the crowds is fun. I've seen Vince Carter. I saw Devontae Adams earlier. But as crazy as it sounds, I think maybe my favorite person I've seen so far is going to be Wemby. Wemby on the stage. He's already 7'4" or 7'3". He looks even larger on stage, and standing beside Kevin Hart was funny too, because Kevin Hart's like.
So for a little bit of context for the viewers back home, we are in the collector's zone, which is it's on its own portion of the Javits Center floor. The other side's it does have some hobby groups and some shops and some of the bigger break groups, but it's a lot of more of the corporate side of things. And but one of the really nice things about this area over in the collector's zone is it's we're flanked by a couple of the stages. So we have this Cold as Balls stage. That's actually the real name that they attributed to it from their sponsor. And then we've got the main stage off here to our left. And so Wemby and Kevin Hart were both here on the closer stage to our right earlier, and they were standing next to each other. And I'd say Kevin Hart was like halfway up.
It was
Wemby.
crazy.
I think I feel like Kevin Hart's like 5'1" or something.
Yeah.
But Wemby's super tall. So.
Yeah, and I think a great thing that Fanatics Fest has done, just more insight to the show. They have 5 stages, I believe, and they've really spaced out who's where pretty well. So LeBron and the Barbershop podcast was downstairs this morning, and then LeBron came up to this stage here in the main area. Tom Brady was across yesterday on the other side of the show, and then this morning he was over here on the Coldest Ball stage. So they did a really good job with that, kind of giving every area of the show some super duper stars, which I think is great.
It's been amazing.
Instead of secluding them all to the bottom level where you have to go stand in line for it. I think they did a great job with that.
Yeah, it's felt like just a star-studded cast, one moment after another. If you guys have seen it online through other Instagram channels or podcasts, or even the WWE show or Instagram channel, the celebrities have been all over the place. I walked by one of the interviews yesterday, and they had Logan Paul and Emma Roberts actually, on stage together talking about their experiences. Opening packs and then collecting Pokemon and really, going after the chase. I remember Emma Roberts was talking about she really got into this with 2023 Bowman Draft and the big Brady chase with his autos and his first Bowmans being in that set. And so super exciting, all of it. But the feel, I think, and would you agree with this, Coyte? Like I know you weren't here last year, but I mean, it is just so electric this year.
it
And
is.
just from reference to last year, the number of collectors and uh, the hobby side of it has actually, from my perspective, actually tripled or quadrupled.
I
And
wasn't here
feeling
obviously last year, but
you're seeing
the
it, right?
the card portion of it has grown a lot, and I feel like with Fanatics Live being a lot bigger than it was last year, or even if they weren't even started last year, that I don't know if it was the same exact time.
It was
just getting off the
just
ground.
been, yeah.
But now they have
announced.
so many more guys who are breaking on there, and cards have become so much more of a centerpiece to this show. You can really feel it this week.
Yeah, it's been super cool. Have you had any like noteworthy trades or sales for during the show, or have you seen us sell anything that was
Yeah.
noteworthy?
I mean, noteworthy. Something that's really noteworthy for me for cards perspective is that we've been buying a lot more this week, and we've seen a lot more people because of that. We have a little buying section set up at the booth, and that brings a lot more people in. But for my personal purchases and sales, I've been getting to Pokemon a little bit, as you know, and I bought myself some of the original 151 starters, their illustration rares. I picked up a Bulbasaur, a Squirtle, and then I picked up a Pikachu, not a starter, but picked up a Pikachu as well yesterday. That was, just something I've been wanting for my collection. And then selling wise, I sold through my entire value box, which makes me very happy. You don't have to
Very
drag that
happy
home.
about that. He sold
It
through
was like 2,000 cards. So didn't
maybe
get a
got
lot of money
$100,
out of it.
$50.
Yeah.
He spent it all on Pokemon, by the way.
Yeah.
Turned around and bought through all of our packs of Destiny Rivals.
Yeah.
And
It's been a lot of fun. And walking around buying stuff, even if you don't buy it, looking at stuff is cool. So that part of it, you see noteworthy cards out there. We had a guy yesterday brought by a Justin Jefferson 1/1 Diamond NFL Shield from Flawless. You don't see that card every day. I mean, obviously we didn't buy it because it's a $12,000 card, but it's a really cool card to see in person.
I'll second what Coyte's saying as well. Normally when we've gone to shows in the past, I really haven't been as much of a buyer and focused on the singles portion. We spent a lot of time selling wax, talking to people about the break group. Lately, these days, we're also talking to people about Rare Edition and showing them the slabs from that side of the business, and showing people the Rare Edition Multiversary pack. But we've spent a lot of time buying singles and really getting into that side of the trade, and it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, we've picked up a lot of really good cards. We've made a lot of really good contacts, and we've also been just much more active than we have been in the past. And we've had more people stop by because of it. So we've had a pretty decent setup. We put up a bunch of $100 bills with a little buying post-it note, and it's sufficient. A lot of people have asked us. We put a 90% sign, which has helped as well. So, okay, what advice would you give to people interested in attending future versions of the show?
Yeah, I would say number one piece of advice I have for you is know the schedule. I was caught off guard a few times seeing people come out on the stage over here or over here. I had no clue Tom Brady was going to be here this morning. I had no clue that Wembanyama was coming right after him. So if you're coming to see the show, make sure you know where you want to be and when you want to be there. Because there's 10 o'clock interview at 11:30, a 1 o'clock, a 3:30. So they're spaced out, and you can make it to the ones you want to go to and get good locations on them if you're here for that aspect of it. And then if you're here for the card aspect of it, I would say bring anything you want to sell. Because what have we seen more of than anything this week? Buying station, buying everywhere.
Every dealer, contrary to what I've seen 3 to 5 years ago, every dealer is buying.
And
so,
you'll find someone who's paying what we're paying, 90% comps. You'll find it somewhere on the floor, whether it's with us or someone across the way. Someone's going to pay you really good comps where you're making more money selling it here than you would on eBay, because eBay's going to take their 15%. So it's a great deal to come here and sell. It really is.
So for those of you who know us, Jeremy Regan's been one of our breakers for a really long time, basically been with us since the beginning. Jeremy and I used to do shows together once they opened back up from COVID, and we would go to a full schedule. I mean, basically 5 to 10 shows a year. And I'll tell you, I've never seen more buying signs or selling opportunities, but basically the businesses that are buying that are now. So everything that Coyte said is absolutely spot on. And if you're a collector out there and you're looking to liquidate singles, like come to one of these shows, come to Fanatics Fest, come to the National in Chicago later this year. as they're all great opportunities.
I can only imagine.
Good time to be able to liquidate your cards.
I can only imagine if this is the size of what we're seeing sports card wise here today at Fanatics Fest and over the weekend at Fanatics Fest with the buying signs. I mean, the National, it's going to be the best sellers market we've ever seen.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. And it's also, you know, there are more singles out now, and there is like a little bit. It's that part of the market's tough. There is a lot of supply.
It's a hot time.
But there's a ton of demand, and there are a lot of companies. So a lot of these repack companies really they need singles. And the repack side of things is creating a lot of value for both the collector consumer side and also for the hobby businesses. And so they need supplies. They need supply, and there is a demand for it. So if you are a collector out there with singles, it's a great time to hit a card show right now. So, okay, and just to tack on one more piece of advice as far as future versions of the show, I would also come ready for the marathon of it, because it really is an endurance type situation for everybody, even young and old. As a dealer, we spend a lot of our time on our feet and talking to people, and you'll find, I mean, the time goes by so fast.
Yeah.
When the show opens at 10 and then to 6, I mean, before you know it, you snap your fingers and 8 hours has gone by. But you will be exhausted by the end of it. So coming with like the proper nourishment, the food, water on you is helpful, because the prices for food are expensive, and it's hard to procure that stuff while you're on a roll trying to find the cards that you want and find the collection pieces that you're looking for. But it's helpful to come prepared in that sense. So.
And I will also add this: I don't think that you can really do it in one day. You can't get the full experience in one day. I would say if you're going to come to the show, and you can do all 3 days, because then you can spend one day watching interviews, one day doing the fun zone over there where it's like all the experiences, and then one day with cards. And you'll have enough time to do each leg of the race, basically. If you try and come and do everything in one 7-hour show or 9-hour show, you're going to be exhausted at the end of it, and you're not going to have seen everything there is to see, because this convention center is massive. I'm going to say there's 4 hours worth of cards to look at over here and 4 hours at least of experiences to do over there, but you can't do them all back to back to back to back to back. It'll just wear you out. So I think 2 days minimum, 3 days is probably the best way to go.
And I agree with it. I mean, if you're going to take the time to travel, unless you happen to be in the New York City area, or in the case of the National in Chicago, which is a 5-day event actually, I agree with Coyte. I would try to give yourself as much time to really let it sink in, enjoy the experience, and to be ever present, and to be able to do the different things. Because I can tell you, as a dealer, we were behind the table or we were walking the floor looking for cards. I really didn't get to do a ton of the fun stuff aside from drive-bys or seeing what was going on in this stage, what was going on in that stage. But I would have loved to have actually been in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Or heard exactly what LeBron said, or seen Cena with Punk and Seth Rollins. I mean, I'm catching some of this stuff on social media, but not like if you had seen it in person. So giving yourself the maximum amount of time at the show is really wise, I think.
For sure.
Okay, and finally, how would you rate your Fanatics Fest experience so far, and why? We still have one more day, but
yeah, we still have one more day. The majority of the showing has been done. Tomorrow we have it's like 5 hours, but I mean, honestly, the only thing that I have anything negative to say is the food and the prices of things.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm going to give it like 8.5 out of 10, because the show itself is just a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun stuff to do, a lot of fun stuff to see, and it's almost like going to an amusement park for cards. That's what it feels like.
That's a great metaphor.
It's almost like you're going to an amusement park, and they have the rides, they have the water park, they have the concession stand. It's almost the same kind of feel. It's a lot of fun. It's been a great show.
And that's huge props there. I mean, I attended last year as a spectator, and I would have given last year's show probably about a 7.5 on the non-card, non-hobby side, maybe like a 5 or a 6 on the hobby side. I would actually agree with Coyte or surpass him in saying I think the show is a 9 out of 10, and there's something for everybody. There's definitely something for the collector, but if you weren't into cards and weren't into the hobby, there's just so much to do here. It's like downstairs was almost like a card museum where they've got the Pikachu Illustrator card enshrined, and I walked over to Dick's booth earlier, and there's the 101 Paul Skeens that they had bought at auction from Fanatics Collect, and so there's so much to see, and overall it really has been a great experience for me as well. Finally, just wrapping up, I just want to say thanks to the people that we've had with us throughout the show who've made it possible. Initially, I was just going to do this with myself and Coyte, and Coyte's wife Holly Kyles is here with us, and she's been an amazing help. And then we've also got Jay Medley from Jam's Garage, who is a big-time Pokemon shop in Beltsville, Maryland. If you guys are ever there, check him out on Instagram, Jam's Garage. He's also got a great TCG show in the DMV, so it's the DC area. It's once a month, and they're looking to expand to twice a month now. So please feel free to stop by or check that out. But for Jet Breakers, my name is Jason Burrows, and this is Coyte Kyles.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch, and we'll be signing off, and hopefully give you an update after the show or at the National. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See ya.